We have to share.
We have to share. Good job, we like each other so well.
They thank God, right? Oh, right. Welcome again to Poetry for All. I am so glad that you are here, and I'm very glad that you're watching from home and from all over the place. So thank you very much for joining us. My name is Rose Drew, and I'm here once again with Faye Roberts.
Hello. Hello, and I'm Faye Roberts, as she said, and I am here to help Rose make this all happen. And you're all here to make all of this happen, and we're very, very pleased to see you. I am now going to describe how we look for the sake of folk who need that description. Oh, lovely stuff. So here to my right is Rose. Rose is a shorter white woman with gorgeous, long, lustrous blonde hair going happening here, and these amazing skull earrings, which I am very much envying. Multicoloured t-shirt and hiking. We would call these hiking trousers. Combat trousers. No, lovely. And oh, I see. Okay, lovely. And feet are the most beautiful kind of mother of pearl and blue sneakers, and she's wearing glasses and she's grinning. She's the most amazing smile, does Rose. It's beautiful to see. I, by contrast, am wearing a black jacket, and there's a waistcoat under here somewhere, and a kind of quite shiny red shirt and black hat, and boots that have seen some wear. I also have a short beard and chin-length hair. So basically you want to imagine, let's see, a geography teacher who's got lost on a hike on the way to a jazz club where they do close-up magic, and you've probably got the vibe. It's generally how I roll. But yes, so we're here at the beautiful National Centre for Early Music, fully accessible venue. It's not just beautiful, it doesn't just sound beautiful and look beautiful, but it's about as accessible as a place can get. And this is an accessible night. We want to make sure that you feel welcome and you feel comfortable here. So I also want to make sure that those of you who are as neurospicy as, let's face it, us two, if you need to stim, if you need to move around, if you need to go out, if something is too stimulating for you, you can always leave and come back. No one is going to tut at you. If someone tuts at you, don't worry, we'll tut at them. This is not that kind of space. If something is triggering for you, if something is difficult for you, you are always welcome to leave and go. Everyone knows they can leave, but to leave and come back is very important to know explicitly. And we found anecdotally that it makes it much easier for people to absorb the words if it is difficult words, because we have a range of poets and poems up here, but one of the things that definitely unites us is quite a lot of rage. This is like an advance warning for both mine and Rose's poems, let's face it. Yes. There will be joy, there will be grief, and there will be well-articulated rage. This is going to be a fantastic night of all sorts of poetry brought to you by some of the best disabled artists that we know. I'm going to hand back over to Rose.
Thank you, Faye. As you can see, Faye plays the part of the adult every year, and I'm always so happy when they show up. I'm like, oh, thank God. Anyway, so yes, we are here to make it as accessible as possible. So all the words that are poems are on a screen. All the words that are poems are signed, and many of the introductions are now also on the screen for people who don't use sign, but also don't hear as well as they would want to hear. So we have it as accessible as possible, as possible, as I've said. The National Center for Early Music has the best acoustics. We love that. We are being live streamed by the amazing Sandy of Channel 7A. And we will have the wonderful interpretations of Dave Witcherly and Vicki Ackroyd, and we are so happy to have them back here with us again. Now, tonight we will have an intermission in the middle. We will have about 5 performers before the break, and then we'll have about 5 performers after the break. It should be over about 9:30. If there's any snacks that you want to eat during the interval, the snacks are free. If you want soda, it's a little bit, and then tea and coffee is again for free. Anything else, just let us know. And I think that's it. We're going to get going. I'm really excited that we've been joined tonight by Dr. Day O'Brien and also by MP Rachel Maskell, who has come to bring herself here and share this joy with all of us. So, Rachel, would you like to come up and say a few words? Thank you for coming. Yay.
Thank you ever so much. It's a real joy to be here at the end of the week, of quite a fraught week, as many weeks are. But I often think I do politics during the week, and obviously I go to Parliament and across the city. But I think words are always so powerful, aren't they? And that's what I think tonight is all about, powerful words that change us and change our minds and our outlooks on the life around us. I'm really looking forward to embracing and internalizing what people have got to share, and to use that. Many of you know I do a lot of work campaigning around disability rights and ensuring that we have got a far more accessible world around us and to take those barriers down. So I trust tonight will be a space where barriers melt away and we join together as one in really embracing all that you've got to bring. So thank you so much for being here. It's a real pleasure being here myself.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Yes, Poetry for All is disabled-led and disabled-focused. And we have everything BSL interpreted. But tonight is a very big treat because we're going to have Dr. Day O'Brien talk about the difference between BSL poetry and hearing poetry, and it's really very different. So please join us, Day O'Brien. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. It's a big introduction. I'm not quite sure I'm up to what's happening there. But anyway, so welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me to Poetry for All. I've been here for many times, and I actually love signed poetry. So I'm going to give a brief talk about who I am, first of all, and what's the difference between sign language poetry and spoken poetry. And then I'm going to give you an example as well, exactly what sign language poetry can be like. So I work at York St John's University here at York. I'm a lecturer, senior lecturer at York at Deaf Studies degree in sign language. I teach deaf studies and sign language and for the degree. But I focus particularly on deaf culture and deaf arts, and especially as part of that, I really like to hone in on poetry itself. So there's some beautiful knowledge there that I hope to share. I'm not a performance poet myself at all, but I'm good at talking about it rather than doing it. Okay, so I want to talk a bit about what and why and how it could be different. Some people assume that sign language is a universal language. It isn't. Every sign language is different around the world. Every country has a sign language, some more than one. And most deaf people, when they meet another deaf person from another country, actually tend to understand each other. I talk about it being visually transparent. Some signs are visually transparent. They look exactly like what they mean. There's an American deaf man called Ian Sanborn in America, and he does something called the caterpillar. And there it is. A caterpillar looks like a caterpillar. And his poem talks about the life cycle of a caterpillar. So it starts there, it goes up the tree, and then it spins itself into a cocoon, and then it turns into a butterfly. So it's super accessible for everybody. It's a poem, and he makes it much more better than I've just described it. But it's interesting how it can be so visually beautiful, and you have these underlying themes and metaphors can be within it as well. A lot of people also assume, again, that sign language as an equivalent of, it's just words on the hands, isn't it? You know, as soon as you speak English, you can wave your hands in the air and it's exactly the same thing. It has its own different grammar, it has its own different syntax. But actually, you can play with language in sign language poetry in the same way that you can in English spoken language. So, for instance, if I have a friend who's stood next to me and we're dead close and we're really good friendship, and our friendship goes along like that, if we split up, then our friendship has sunk. Do you understand me? Some of you, whoa, it's gone right past your ears, hasn't it? So it's like playing a game, isn't it? Playing with language, and in the same way that you can play with these themes. So we love doing this in sign poetry. So in the same way that often sign poetry uses things like it sounds like, you have these, you have the rhythm, you have these things like it sounds like, and you have these play on sounds and words. In signed language, we use it looks like. You can use the shape of the hand, you can use similarities between location and placement, movement, and that's where our rhythm and gesture comes from. So I've got a couple of examples I want to try and show you. One's a woman called Dot Miles, a very famous poet. She's Welsh, of course, same as myself, which is very important. And her poem is called The Trio. And she talks about a pool, and there's a tree next to the pool, and you can see the roots as a reflection. And there's that symmetry for you. It's just beautiful. Somebody else, American poet, who is called Clayton Villi, and his poem is called Dandelion, the flower. And what he does is, the flower itself, he looks at these seeds, the seeds of a dandelion. So it talks about, and you have this seed here, you can see it floating, and then the umbrella floats, and the seed floats, and the dandelion floats. It has this rhythm moving, this rocking backwards and forwards, and you can see this rhythm and this shape and this repeated motif going throughout this poem, and you can see it wafting backwards and forwards through the air currents. And so you have the symmetry going left and right. You've got these hand shapes which produce symmetry as well. The last one is one of the most best ones, favouriteest ones ever. This is only, now you've only got one channel, which is your voice. In sign language, I can use two hands. So you can do one poem at a time. I can give you two poems at the same time. Okay? So it's not my poem. It's by a poet called Wim Emmerich Hoop, and he's a Dutch sign language poet himself. The poem is called Hope, or Hoop in Dutch sign language. So it's called Hope. So what happens is he splits the poem in half. And I've asked the interpreters to actually deliver this at the same time. I'm going to sign it, which means that you have to realise what's happening, that a deaf pair of eyes are going to receive this. So it goes like this. Okay. Where
It is
there's
the
hope, there's
that
life.
kills you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to see your performances now.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, Di. That was really amazing. I hadn't realized you could do two different poems with that's amazing. Thank you. When I saw your slides, I knew it was going to be an exciting presentation, but I really love that. So thank you. Right. I'm going to turn over the clicker to the other half of us. Rightio. I think I'll just hold my bits of paper. Right. I have been working in the United States, so my recent time in the U.S. has been very educational. Have you ever wondered how the Germans allowed Hitler? You wait because you think it just can't be that bad until it's too late. So, boiling frogs. The orange, angry hater hates immigrants, brown people, disabled people, queer people, uppity black folks, human rights, women, especially old women, which seems to mean anyone over age 35. He hates oversight, taxes, responsibility, reading, advice, the truth. He fears prison, repercussions, poverty, not getting his way all the time, always, germs, exercise, stairs, anyone knowing he wears a diaper. His advisors are throwing legal immigrants into bottomless pits, undocumented immigrants into bottomless pits, protesters into jail or the hospital and then jail, Palestinians to the wolves, which here means Bibi, the world's most desperate into graves, even his own voters into homeless poverty by eliminating FEMA, humanity into fatal climate chaos. His advisors don't want women to be able to divorce, take the pill, undergo an abortion, vote. So most of us not yet beaten, blinded, jailed, deported, fired, deprived of previously won rights, or dead, have refrained from protesting, speaking up, paying attention, while the fascists slowly dial up the heat. Climate catastrophe, war, poverty, and we begin to simmer. I bet we taste just like chicken. Right, and why am I working back in Trumpistan? Sorry, good luck with that. It proved to be impossible to be old, female, disabled, with a foreign accent, and ever land decent work in the UK. So I took a job as an anthropologist and archaeologist for the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe in northern Minnesota, near Canada, just to the left of the Great Lakes. Exile. In her cell, she does her 30 push-ups every morning. The cell has running water, heat, a private loo, sleeping area, even a fridge. This is your sentence. 2 years hard labor, because no labor ever on offer in the land in which you live. Another foreigner, exiled. Rightio. So you're going to hear a little bit about breast cancer. I hope that's okay. My friend Tanya will talk about that too. Anyway, it's not on the slide, so I'm sorry, but when I landed in Minnesota to get the new job, I was diagnosed with breast cancer the first day on my birthday. So there you go. Whatever. So in any case, I ended up doing radiation after the mastectomy. Lava. Today, a pocket of magma is in your throat. Each day, pleasantries are punctuated with sore throat, cough, how are ya? Fine. Abruptly, a scratchy patch blooms to fire, an open sore, weeping, distrustful, only mollified by warm tea. Your appetite flees since most things scrape the length of you. You avoid swallowing. You talk less. This, at last, an actual inconvenience. Something beyond the sting to skin, the blush beneath. Yep, that's us. Come and see. The beam travels right here, tap, 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 to over there, tap. Your throat's just in the way. Sorry. The end of this is so close. A few more sessions. Dream of ice cream. Endure. Thank you. Rightio. Bits of paper. Okay. We are also book publishers, Alan Gillett and I, and we received a manuscript 5 years ago, I think, 6 maybe, about a book on tarot cards. And as it turned out, we didn't publish Jillian's book. But then she came back about 6 months ago. The publisher she ended up with was awful. I read her introduction, and she's losing her vision to MS, related to MS. And so she has created these special tarot cards that she can see. And that's why the book is so interesting. And so when I told Jillian about this event, she was game to come all the way over here from some far vast distance and is going to come in and read a poem on behalf of someone else. But also Jillian is going to be here to tell you your fortunes if you want to know. And why not? Because all sorts of things happen and we just get on with it. So, welcome, Jillian. Come on up and join us, my dear. Yay! Did you want to stand or sit? That's fantastic. Jillian Avart, welcome.
This is a poem by my good friend, Tony Amy. Start again. Hello, good evening. This is a poem by my good friend, Tony Amy. So I'm no good at poetry. It's called Healers. Why do our healers so often seem sick and hobble along on a frame or a stick? If each has the power of bringing good health, they'd surely then turn it back on themselves. And that power must apply to some other. They could just form a circle for healing each other. Every week at the service we bow and we pray for spiritual healing to all that we say, for the world and its creatures, for famine and war, for the names that we put in our book by the door. Same thing every time, same prayer, serve healing. Same victims endure with no sign of their healing. Maybe we just need to try a new wave, that we dilute the power with so many to save. If we pick out the worst, most needing relief, and then focus all our prayers and belief on the one we elected the cause of the weak, perhaps their prognosis won't be quite so bleak. It may not seem kind, but it makes sense to focus all power through a narrower lens, overlooking the blisters and simple limb strains for those in the agonies of life-changing pains. There's just too much ill in the world of today for spiritual healing to fix all that we pray. So let's try it out and look for the proof that cancer, like magic, can simply go poof. Let us all pray for the one deserving strong case and focus all healing on just that one place. So then if that works, we then have a clue and can work down the list till we end up with you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Jillian, thank you very much. Thank you. I had a thought in my head and it vanished as I approached up here. Gosh. Anyway. Oh, yes. We will be handing out feedback forms later. As you know, when you come to an event like this, we immediately want to give you a piece of paper and a pen and tell you, please write down what you thought of it. No, be honest, but tell us good things. But anyway, I'm going to put out either myself, Alan, or our wonderful assistant, Dave, who is here also, will put out the feedback form, so that I did definitely want to mention. Right, let's find her. Next up is Tanya. There she is. Hello. Yes. I'll come and get you, love. No, we want to talk. We want to hear from you. Right. There we go. Oh, you've chosen the better path, I see. All right. There we go. Just don't do anything with these little legs. I always look like an unmade bed next to you. No, that's all right. Nope, we discussed that, exactly. No apologies in this room. Rightio. Here we go, my dove. Excellent. I've known Tanya for 20 years.
Long, oh gosh, don't.
Yeah, that's all right. I like poetry, as you may have noticed. And I met Tanya at a poetry workshop, I think.
Gosh, I can't even remember where it was.
I don't either.
It was so long ago. Anyway.
Right. Tanya Parker, yay!
Thank you. Right. Are we? Yeah, that's great. Excellent. Wonderful. Okay, my security here, I'm just going to wave it at you. The Rubicon. Under my clothes, I am different. Fewer nodes, 2 new scars. Another pound of flesh. Internally, the mystery of proliferating cells. We expect so much of ourselves, assuming our system will run unimpeded, asleep and awake. Wraps and hats, so many flags wave to each other in the corridors. I'm here too. I know I'm home. I've prepared for this role all my life. In the operations room, no sound, no signal can escape. But someone has a sense of humor. Staying alive, under pressure, super trooper. Instantly, it's ABBA's Christmas. I'm 5 and dancing with Grandpa. Yuri helps me into the space pod. Truly, his name is Yuri. Angel 1 and Angel 2 circle, taking scans, aiming their fire. In the lift, a young couple hold hands. Today, the piano is silent. The gallery shows cypress in yellow and blue, bougainvillea behind a gate, laurels under the sky. The baby carriage. And for this purpose, LNER means loved, not exactly ready. The baby carriage. We would like to welcome all passengers to this LNER service. We'll be taking the direct route today from conception to delivery, so sit back and enjoy the view. We will do our best to make your journey as comfortable as possible, but should you experience any discomfort, let our train staff know, particularly in the 1st and 3rd trimester. Room painted blue, room painted blue, room painted blue. Name suggestions will be provided, particularly for first-time parents. Please call the train manager for assistance. Jonathan Lawrence James, Jonathan Lawrence James, Jonathan Lawrence James. Passengers are required to keep their belongings with them at all times. Management can accept no responsibility for items left unattended. Inappropriate items, dinosaurs, or siblings that bite will be confiscated. JP and Son, JP and Son, JP and Son. Chef will be providing the best seasonal produce for the duration of your journey, with particular emphasis on spinach, liver, eggs, and coal. Eggs for a boy, eggs for a boy, eggs for a boy. We regret this unscheduled early station stop. Passengers are required to leave the train immediately through the driver's window. Unfortunately, we cannot give you any further assistance on your onward journey. We apologize for the inconvenience. Yes, she's yours, Mrs. Parker. Can you drive a train? A writer's complaint. Sir, as I hope thou art aware, I sent to thee my poem in narrative, Alonso the Spanish Pirate, this 14th day of September last, by special messenger, together with a sum of 14 pennies I shall no more see. Why this tardiness? Why then my hasty dispatch? Hast thou the plague, sir? Didst thy house burn down? Wherefore art thou else so indisposed that thou hast nothing sent me these weary months? My beard is greyer and my hose more worn since last I had any word from thee. A pensioned tortoise would have answered sooner. 6 patrons and 6 gnawing deadlines await my time, and I can nothing do until I receive answer and further funds from thy neglectful firm. Pray send me some tangible response ere many more days have passed, or be assured, sir, I will cease to be thy humble servant, William Shakespeare.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Tanya. Right, let's make sure you can get back. Yes, we did a Friends show together in Edinburgh. Yes, well, as you can see, she's the cultured one. And that was the name of our show. No, she's the cultured one. Yeah, I did anthropology and she did class. Anyway, so the next poet up, I'm really very excited to hear and to see for the first time. And I love putting the slideshow together because every year I see these words unfold on the screen. I cannot believe them. I am delighted to have you join us. Pete Kalu, please come on up, sir. Welcome, Pete.
Not sure what I'll do. How will I move it?
Cool.
I'm unsure what I'm going to be reading first, so I thought I'd wait for it to come up on the screen. Okay, right. The Kataka Roses. It's from a very ancient Sanskrit poem called The Landscape of Love, which I've adapted. I often now write poetry to be sung because my daughter asks me to work with her sometimes, forgetting that I might have to actually read the poem So I've included a rhyme in this poem that only works if it is sung. The sound is ooh, ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna have a go. Kataka Roses, I want more. Ooh, Michael, you never told me you were hitting the wall. You never told me you would quit, bolt out the door. I was waiting for the sun to burst out through your eyes. Instead, I got the devil without disguise. Then you were running from the city, from city to city, ooh. Smelling the Kataka roses, drinking from the river too. That muddy water was your brow and mine. You were flowing, saying we would just be fine. The universe is in our hands, we're gonna drink it like it's the very first wine. Michael, you forgot to kiss me like I was an oxygen mask and you wanted more. You were gonna show me some street tattoo you'd said at a door. You were a Polaroid nailed to a random door. Get me out of here, Michael. Take me with you. Find me, hug me, fling me, give me something, Michael. Give me more. I want more, Michael. More, more, more. Kataka roses. Wash me in the river. I want more. I'm done here, Michael. Come take me. This next poem it's about losing someone in a relationship and trying to move past that, but being unable to. So, whatever situation or wherever you are, that person comes back into your mind because of your love for them. Waving at the horizon. There isn't anywhere I can go where I won't find you. Nevertheless, I drive there. Your nana would have liked this place. Ice cream and donuts, no place to go nuts. I flick the beads as the sea rushes in, counting you off as the ship starts sinking. Here you are on the dance floor, now wrapped in green curtains, dripping your arm, begging no more. Then up there at the top of the mountain we climbed, singing in the old monastery, how does that sound? Fooling with me in the canal side field, weeping with laughter as we railed. Beads on your wrist, running through the mist, picking thorns from my thighs, seeking the pleasure, seeing the pleasure in your eyes. The beads are infinite. Even as the ship sinks, there's definitely something. You're still there on the horizon. I see you. There isn't anywhere. There isn't anywhere. There isn't anywhere I can go where I won't find you. Thank you. So, this is almost a found poem, a poem that I gathered from things that were being said to me or around me during a time of war. I was expecting another phone call. I was expecting another phone call. Yesterday you said you could hear so many bombs going off, the rattle of death coming closer. It was late night. You were calling. I was expecting another phone call, but it never came. Instead, something happened, something violent. The family WhatsApp group went silent, and now I know I'll never hear your voice again. I was expecting another phone call. Instead, I hold your blanket in my hands and cry, and I wrap myself in memories because I just can't say it. I just can't say it. Okay, thank you. Watermelon. I have great difficulty eating watermelon in front of white people. Throughout my childhood, white people invested so much time and energy in their literature, making us into these eye-rolling, big grinning, pickaninny idiots who chomped on the big green and red fruits that I boycotted them for decades. Then I met someone from Iran, and they love watermelon, and they didn't carry my cultural baggage. They were mad for it. Watermelon was in their fridge, on their kitchen counters, in their dreams, and all over their late night cravings. I was tempted. In my mind, I resisted. So much weight and volume, so little taste. Those slithery pips that require spitting out, making it an outdoor fruit rather than a dining room fruit. The crazy prices, the ecological damage of growing those things which drink liters and liters of water. The mess, the stickiness, the perfumey smell. My mind went on, but my stomach rumbled and I gave in. Now I eat watermelon secretly. I only buy it from black stores. I only eat it around global majority people. My daughters eat watermelon unapologetically. Deal with your issues, Dad, they tell me. Deal with your issues. Thank you. Yeah. The girl who sang at the youth club. When I was 13, and my eyes were as sharp, when I was 13, when I was 13 and my ears were as sharp as a hummingbird's, I walked into my youth club's singing night, and this ghostly white girl in a check dress was on the mic singing, like she really sang. Looking back, I wonder if she was one of a musical family, or if she'd had singing lessons, or was going to one of those stage schools that did singing as part of their activities. Yet I recall her body was stiff, and she held the mic up to her face nervously, very on-stage school. It was a moment in my life of something momentarily wondrous. She sang and then was gone into the sea of other youth club faces. What happened to her? Where is she now? These two thoughts spring up immediately when her image bubbles up now, and her voice once more takes flight in my mind. Did she make it as a singer, or was it a passing phase? We crave stories to be complete. I saw her beginning, but not her middle or end. How weird it is that this moment she sang should stick with me all these years, that I should carry the beauty of that girl's voice with me all this time, that maybe for her it is a day she has long forgotten. And for sure she would never remember me. Is that who we all are? A scattering of moments in the blurred, pocked, long-term memories of others. And from this, a mathematics of fame. Is fame being this kind of memory in the minds of many? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At this point, I meant to plug my book. Thank you. Upside down. There you go. Thank you. I like this group. You help me out. So the title is Act Normal, and I think for all of us here, perhaps normal has been something a foreign country we visit every so often. So this is just one event in my life where I wrestled with normal, called drama school. Excellent. And now everyone walk about the stage acting normal. I was seized with this thought. What does the drama coach mean by act normal? Does she mean normal as in how black folk act when white folk are among them? Or normal as in when it's only black folk in a room? Or is it normal as in I meant to become a shuffling, loose-banted, celluloid cliche of black youth? Or is there a hereditary or cultural black essential, which is the normal? In which case, I'm actually an inauthentic black person, because having been brought up mostly by a white mother, I may not have been given the full code for black normal. Do I need to study other black people to learn this normal and then fake it till I'm convincing? Test out my black normal in black bars and clubs and church and stuff. If I copied the only other black actor in the room, will she notice I'm copying her? Maybe she in turn is copying someone else. Maybe she's copying me. In which case, we could devise a composite black normal between us and agree to use it whenever the coach calls out, act normal. We could form the Society of Young Black Normal Thespians. Okay, end of normal, and now you are a fridge. Ah, shit. What does a fridge even mean? I'm on the wrong course. Maybe accountancy. So, it's difficult when you write essays and they are not academic to know what to do with references, whether to include them or exclude them. So I'm declaring there is one reference to the poet Wordsworth in here, just in case the poetry police arrest me later on. Okay. Woman in headphones. I was walking home from my office job. It was late afternoon. My head was numbed as usual from the drudgery of paper shuffling, and I was in a herd of similarly numbed people, including one next to me with her head in her phone, ear in headphones, moving like a somnambulist in a Day of the Dead movie. As we reached the traffic light junction, I saw the green man in the black disc light up to indicate we could walk, but I heard a rev, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a white blur of car. Meanwhile, the young woman in her phone went to step into the road. She took that first step. Breaking all civic protocol, I held her back by her sleeve. She startled, froze. The car raced through, a centimeter from her knee. She looked at me and smiled. It was a moment, yet it was everything. I thought about the 1,000 acts of unremembered kindness, Wordsworth, and civic gestures that occur between strangers in cities across the world every day. And I walked on to my bus stop. My bus, the number 53, was there, and people were boarding. I squeezed into a seat on the lower deck. When I looked up, sitting directly opposite me was a young woman whose sleeve I had tugged. Again, our eyes met, another brief smile. She was reading a book, Madness and Civilization, by Michel Foucault. It was the same book I had been reading earlier in the week. I became suspicious. Was I in a dream? I let it go. Sometimes God toys with us, lining these coincidences up. The young woman was engrossed in her book. Eddies of her earlier smile still played on her face. Sometimes the world is a beautiful place. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I think that's a wrap. You've been a very kind audience. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I was looking forward to that set. Thank you, Pete. Thank you so much. Next slide, please. This is the intermission. Right. So please refill your glass or get something. I don't know. Go out there. We'll help you in the hallway. Say hi to your friends. Use the loo. Look at our amazing merchandise. Yes? Oh, yes, absolutely. This is the anthology that Faye pulled together in a matter of days from when all the funding disappeared 3 years ago. And I think we were just awake for 10 days, Faye, pretty much. I got to tell you, we raised £1,900 in 10 days from crowdfunding. People said things like, because accessibility is more than a ramp and a fidget spinner. Accessibility is everything. and it was amazing. So yes, we'll have the anthology out there. This is full of good stuff. It is a $5. We have finger spelling cards, little buttons, and also Dominic has some things you can buy it now or after the show. And then I believe Pete does have that book, so they'll have that out there. And there's other books too. So thank you very much. We're going to have a short break of about 20 minutes, and we will be back. And come back. Thank you very much. Yay! Woo!
Okay. Welcome back. Wonderful stuff. Right. Okay, so we had our first half, which was just exquisite, wasn't it? Extraordinary, fantastic first half. So now I get the pleasure of introducing the second half. And before we get on to our other artists, we'll have a few words from Marilyn, who has been organising York Disability Week, without which basically we wouldn't be here. So it's really, really important. So if we could, do you want to stand here or you have this? Okay, fantastic. Please welcome Marilyn. Let's go.
Thanks very much, everybody. It's great to be here and for this event to be happening again. And we're very pleased to be supporting it in whatever way that we can. York Disability Week this is now in its 9th year. And we started out 9 years ago, though, with one day, and it's now a whole week. So do get a programme if you haven't already got one from they're just on the table out there. So the events will be running right through next week as well. The programme is also quite a useful source of information about what there is around that you can hang on to it as well. And I just want to say a little bit about the fact that, as you probably know, we always run it at this time of year because UN International Day, it's called International Day of Persons with Disabilities rather than Disabled People. That's its proper title, and that's on the 3rd of December next year. So that day always happens within the week where we're running it. The programme is pulled together by a group of volunteers. We're all volunteers and some of the organisations in the city, and anybody can send in a submission to put on an event during the week. We welcome anything and everything. And you're also very welcome to join our mailing list as well, so you get to hear what's happening. And I wanted to just read this out about what the International Day is about, because the UN, and it's over 30 years that it's been happening now, it urges communities to celebrate disabled people by recognising and valuing the diversity of our global community and cherishing the role we all play. It's to understand and learn from the experiences of disabled people, to be optimistic. We need a bit of hope, don't we, at the minute? And look towards the future in the creation of a world where a person is not characterised by their disabilities, but by their abilities. And importantly, to take action, whereby all people, organisations, agencies and charities not only show their support, but take a commitment to create a world characterised by equal human rights. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you very much. Lovely. Thank you so much, Marilyn. Really, really important stuff that we need to understand and hear. So before we get on to the rest of the booked poets, I'm going to be giving you a poem. And the way you can tell I'm going to be doing my own poetry is a hat comes off. If I'm hosting, hat. If I'm poeting, no hat. I'm not entirely sure why. I've had a new haircut recently, and this might not be the best time to showcase it, but here we are. No hat, poet. And this poem is new. I had a big birthday this year. I know it can be difficult to tell that it's a half century, what with the beard and the lighting and the connective tissue disorder, and what with that, the inevitable changes people like me go through at this time. And the public perceptions of other aspects of people like me in these interesting times. And a certain person's 2-word public put down recently, like I say, this is very new, very fresh. Sent it to Rose saying, is this okay? And I got a stream of swear words which basically meant, yes, do it, which I loved. So this is the current title. 47 is less than 50, or this too shall pass. I am a quiet piggy, dehumanized for consumption, stumbling as hormone shifts strip me of privileges I once thought mine for life. I'm striving to find a place in society, propriety forbidding that I dispossess anyone else of comfort while I navigate unpredictable waters, body a slaughterhouse of assumptions, a dumping ground for many things we collectively deem failure, apparently, and nearly impossible for mortals to achieve these days, let's face it. I own nothing grounded in earth. I possess a dearth of reproductive function, lumbering like a frozen fool destined to never progress beyond wasted adolescence. For lack of offspring, walls to call my own for life, I have nothing to pass on except the output of this fevered organ, more and more ignored as time wreaks its curse and I am burdened with gags. He says, quiet, piggy, and silence presses, suffocates, applauds the mordant thrall of this epitome, while the jackals cackle, released from good behavior by their putrid savior. And we're told, oh, it's not that bad, it could be worse. And another verse trickles into my fingertips, signaling the power of the liminal, the highest prize of sentience inexorably reduced to a useless sentence. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words endure forever. Wretched prose opens up my cranium, carves new markers, for here we are, startled daily by old commands. Thou shalt not sleep in peace until thy synapses surrender their burden of hard-won knowledge of threats and punishment. Know your fucking place, swine. Strangers mining data, mining perfidy, tell me confidently that I'm a danger to society, a danger to children, projecting everything they fear about difference into this sliver of flesh, telling me I don't deserve to even piss in places designated for the holy alone. Those who've ticked all the boxes their bodies were allocated can't wait for me and my ilk to do them the favor of extinction. Danger, am I? Threat to society? Moi? Interesting. I never knew I had such power that you cower at the thought of more of this, more of me, more of us. Oh, honey, we are so much more. So for the score, we will not be quiet, piggy. When you stripped us of everything, denigrated our importance as hoarders of words and nothing more, our scorn will live on, recorded, transmuted, translated, debated, because our core is rage. Not just spilled across pages, but stages, neurons, electrons, a spectrum signaling the coming storm. Best make the most of that shelter, friend. Nothing is endless. Cheers. Woo. Thank you. That was the first time that has been performed in front of anything other than my kitchen sink. Oh, I've got that whole adrenaline thing going on, so that's fantastic. That's going to keep me going all night. I'm excited, anyway, to be able to introduce a poet. I've only read her works in this, plug, Orange, you can't miss it, anthology. So I get to introduce Muriel to the stage. Is she ready? Fantastic, excellent. We're going to get her ready. And yes, please make her very welcome.
Is that okay? Can you all hear me? Okay. Free willing. I am a willer. I haven't always been. For half of my life now, my wills have brought me freedom and a life I'd thought lost forever. They are the four wills most people have, the ones that all equate to freedom, or at least a comfortable way of easily and speedily going from A to B. These, on their own, would do nothing for me. But together with a little blue card, some nifty hand controls, and my trusted, also noisy stick, they conquer my beloved hills and deposit me rested anywhere I need to be. Most importantly, they also carry what, to the eyes of the world, really makes me a wheeler. That's where freedom truly begins. No fuel needed, just freakishly strong arms, and obviously a quite stubborn mind. That bus driver who tried to ignore me, despite clearly seeing me in Old Ricky, may have left me with no other choice than taking the taxi, but only after I chase him downhill 2 stops and back up 1 stop, give up, get real. Seattle, San Francisco, Santorini, I survived them all. My wheels often didn't, particularly when flying, or wheeling this quadruple marathon over 2 months, mostly in Scotland, all in winter. There were some close calls. Injured wrists, dislocated and broken fingers, I'm not invincible, stairs are my downfall. Rain my enemy, no grip, no brakes. But when I will, I am free. In the Great Plain of Hungary, my other home, my city, I will all day, I will all night, I drink and drive, legally. There is no greater feeling, no better freedom than wheeling home alone in the middle of the night, headphones on, music blaring. Walkers find a 30 minutes journey too long, but I want more. By the time I arrive, slot the key in, gate ready to open, I often really, truly want to cry. Not tears of despair, of sadness, of loss. This is crying out of joy, of relief, of wonder at the amazing freedom my wills give me, of having got my life back. I am a wheeler. I most probably always will be, but that's okay. This is me. The book. I finished a book the other day. Well, what of it? I hear you say, hardly news, I have hundreds. But this book had powers. This book awakened me. It enraged me. It terrified me. It vindicated me. Every page, every paragraph, a slap and a hug, a punch and a cuddle, panic, nausea, recognition, understanding, a maelstrom of emotions, so raw, so deep. An explanation, the explanation. So accurate, so familiar. Here was my life on paper, my relationships, my doom, my hell, my salvation. Undeniable. Yet, still finding it hard to accept, because I do not want this to be the answer, even if it makes sense of everything. My heart shattered even more. I have reached realization, but the cognitive dissonance remains. For now. Because I also know the next stages will come. They will take time and work, and above all, acceptance, but there will be healing of sorts and love, somehow, of the kind I never knew. Talking of which, love refill. My last stop at night is my favorite part of the day. Not dawn, not nap time, sunset, or meal times. Because no matter how the day's been, how the night is going, or how we're all feeling, I get to go in quietly. And in the nightlight, pick up a teddy, straighten a duvet, hear a breath, a snore, and for a split second, a glimpse of 2 sleeping, utterly peaceful, beautiful beings. My heart overflows with love, and slowly I retrace my steps, darken the room, a careful retreat closing the door on perfection. Two little letters. Two little letters that don't mean much. Two little letters that mean everything. Never, I used to exclaim when the project first started, unasked for, undesired. An unexpected phone call in a night. It comes with funding. 3 years of security is what I thought. 11 lost years is what I got. First comes the excitement. So much to do, so many unknowns, but so much potential, so much to happily get through. Who needs this tiny letters? Research is enough. Bones all I want. But then, it never starts. Then it all goes wrong. Still, I don't give up. I will not yield. I am strong. Years pass by. The fight goes on. People keep asking, is it done yet? Have you finished? What next? The problems get bigger. The end never nearer. Hardly any ups, nearly always downs. What is the point? I hate those little letters. Why would I want reminded of all they represent? Which is full on war. Sleep on your distant memory. The hair keeps falling. The pounds keep piling. No time to eat. Can't rest, must write. Who knew skin could really actually turn green? Finally, the last blow is given. A decade gone, and all I have to show is nothing. These two little letters, full of bitterness, just disappear into thin air. People stopped asking. They don't dare. The tone of my skin shares more than I care. Suddenly it's all there. Too much has been done, so much discovered. Of course we want you. Years screen into months, even weeks. Will this last push be worth it? Can I really pull it off? And then it's done. Somewhere worthy, somewhere I belong. A 6-week whirlwind, a short deliberation, and then those few words. Congratulations. And those two letters in front of my name. Two little letters that might not mean much, but two little letters that mean everything. Blue eyes, warm heart. White landscape, freezing fog, black eyes. Blue frozen snow on the patio. The coldest January in 15 years, they say. Inside, warm, blanket, tea, biscuits, 3 people on the sofa with a dozen cuddlies. 1 contented cat, stretches, and purrs. Thank you. Thank you.
Can we hear it again, please, for Dr. Muriel? Just double checking. Fantastic. Right. Where is she? So this is another say again? Oh, no, it's okay. I just got distracted. ADHD, ladies and gentlemen, where you can see everything in the room at all times. Anyway, our next poet I have only ever met socially, and I'm really excited to see her work on stage. So folks, will you please help me welcome here Emily. Let's go. Yeah. How do you want the microphone? Do you understand like this? Or do you want... Okay, no worries.
I was bullied into this. No, I volunteered. My mom said that one of her performers had dropped out, and despite my crippling anxiety, I volunteered, and I don't know why even now. I don't remember why this was written, but it still checks out. Emily's issues that she needs help with. I cannot do the shopping by myself. I don't really manage my own money. I need help organizing my flat. I wait till Mom visits to get major things done. My mom is helping me sort out how to write academically. My mom made sure I got the right bus to Heathrow and took one out to get me when I came back. I could not have filled in the PIP form without her help. I could not have taken a taxi unless she made the call. To change the PIP appointment, my mom had to make the call. I don't do calls.
I suspect there is more than a few of us in this audience going, oh, that was too real. Thank you. Yes. So hear it again, please, for Emily. Lovely stuff. Right, please welcome our next poet, Kath Nichols. Fantastic, lovely stuff, thank you.
How's that? Is that good? I'm learning doing this. I came here today and we're really happy to have the interpreters. So my sign isn't good enough for poetry. I'm doing 3 poems. Okay. The interview. They would like to be executives in smart suits and ties, but their faces don't quite fit the corporate divine. With cleft noses, hooks for hands, fur where others' skin is smooth. The room, booked for interview, failed to provide adaptations. Roosts. Bat applicants tried to stand, but dizziness ensued, then bumps and bruises. I wish the senior manager had seen those bats last night, wheeling fast and light across the evening sky, catching moths and gnats on the curve, returning to roost in the smallest of spaces, adept and economical. Bats are glorious and smart, but will never make the grade if we insist on polyester, keep regulation offices where workers stare askance at fur, flight, and leather wings. That's actually in this book with a different title, which is out there. Okay. This is an old poem, but I dragged it out and edited it again recently. And I think it knew I was autistic before I did. Okay. Not from round here. My delicious land is colourful, and talking is done through our feet. We all wear skirts and know that so long as we keep dancing, there will be music. And for me, it's such a pleasure to see skirts ruffle. I've rarely seen a skirt lie still. Here, you do not dance. You sit in groups and talk with shortened breaths. When the weather sings its songs, how do you communicate? You restrain so hard to hear between your sips of rotted grain. This is the newest poem. It's about my experience of dancing in nightclubs in my 20s, and this is specifically the Student Union nightclub. I've since learned that this might be stim dancing, which is repetitive movements, which neurodiverse people might enjoy. I'm going to demonstrate. I once got told I looked like a mushroom because of my hair. Okay. The last line, like Pete said, a reference, the last line is from a song by the Waterboys. It was always played at the end of the night in the nightclub. Love this body. The following scenes were made without the use of drugs or alcohol, just so you know. They think you're crazy, but you can't understand them. Their bovine reluctance to hit the floor, their lack of drive to stamp feet, box air, raise their hands in the air. You really don't care. Why doesn't this start at 9 o'clock? You have no use for pubs because chat is pointless. Because here is the main event. No inhibitions, perception goes wild. Because different, more, exciting. Head bang, mosh pit, stage dive. Dance like no one is watching. Why would you dance as if someone was watching? Isn't it for the feel and the sway and the pulse of it? Doesn't your body thrill to the muscled beat? Melody that lifts you. Wordless hands flutter skywards. So hot now, the barman lets you through to the cold back room, brings you a pint of water. You sit on a barrel and roll the sweaty glass across your face, gulp down mouthfuls. Collect a second pint as you head back out. When the amorphous crowd gets too hot again, exit for the loos. Stick your head under a tap. Slick your hair back. Your eyes on fire, your cheeks pink in the mirror. We are transfigured. Lights come up at the end of the night. Blink and steam. Go outside for the bus. Lie on the ground, knees up, so happy. Pressing your spine into cool, delicious flags. Watching the stars shine. Remember how, when the last song swelled its love, you'd grabbed Claire's hands and cantered the length of the dance floor. You are the whole of the moon.
To love some Terpsichorean poetry, haven't you? That was wonderful. Can we have another round of appreciation, please, for Kathy there? Now, sadly, this is a bit of the audience participation. This is the last poet of the evening. But happily, it's one of my favourite poets and favourite people in the world. I haven't seen Dominic since before, the plague years. So this is, there's been some changes in both of our lives, let's face it. This is one of the kindest, most energetic, most giving, generous poets and people that I know. I was delighted when Rose said, "Oh, I've booked Don Berry," and I just went, there were untranslatable vocal sounds. And I'm just very excited. I'm going to sit there and try not to interrupt while he just makes you all feel and think and all of the good things that excellent poets do. You've got to live up to that, but I'm sure you will. Come on up, please make very welcome Dominic Berry.
Hello, I am Dominic. Gonna say one of my poems. Hope you get something from it. Whee! Maybe I am strange, but I want to ask whether I'm the only one who wishes more people cried together. I see such sadness in the world and often want to weep. I don't only mean lonely, subtle sniffles. I mean loud howls in a crowd, because sometimes my tears won't wait, don't drop privately, they burst out publicly, embarrassing me, but I know I need to let my upset out, no doubt. And there should be no shame if we don't aim to keep our feelings locked away. So this is my pitch for a crying cafe. Imagine somewhere we could all be audibly bawling, sharing our troubles, sharing a table, sat at a crying cafe. If you would rather be smiling, okay. There are already plenty of other places to do that. But if weeping is where you're currently at, let's make a date at a crying cafe, a crying cafe, a crying cafe. We could open one up today. Take me away to the crying cafe, a welcoming space for the wettest face, where we could embrace grief with grace. So let's go for some bleary-eyed, snotty-nosed, tissue-soaking. I'm not joking. I'd sincerely love a place where we could sob safely, fairly trade sorrows over the flattest flat white, no sweetener needed, a cathartic cuppa with caring comrades, and no one tries to correct us. It's not bad to be sad. Everyone accepts us. There is nobody saying, "You're overreacting." There's just kind and mindful interacting. And we would not need loyalty cards, because here we could gain the greatest reward. Being together, feeling together, healing together, weeping. No one would ever have to hide. And we could leave with loving connection, feeling closer, having cried. Thank you very much. Thank you. Isn't the BSL interpreter a very handsome person? Isn't that true? Isn't Dave lovely? I think I know all my words. I might not. I'm going to hold my book. Product placement, product placement. It's nearly Christmas, product placement. Here's an angry poem. Are we ready for the angry poem? It's up here, so I could just read this. Whee! Today I'm eating margarine straight from the tub. I feel so guilty, however hard I scrub, my wrists unbandaged, I've been trying not to rub, but I have so many sores which need lancing. Tomorrow I will go dancing, my fingernails are rusty, skin full of ills, head hot and tender as my stomach spills. Tomorrow I know where to get these little pills. You see, everything about me needs enhancing. Tomorrow I will go dancing. Tomorrow you'll go dancing in your glitter tat, absinthe, vodka, never get fat, laughing, smiling, all that goes with that. Today I feel anxieties advancing. Tomorrow I will go dancing. Hear my father's voice, warped and splintered today. He says, misery will find you, boy. You'll never get away. My head feels like a beehive on a warm summer's day. I see pretty things preening and prancing. Tomorrow I will go dancing. Well, everyone that's friendly, falling into song. I want to be loved. I've been lonely for so long, and tomorrow's like a vessel, sail away from all this wrong, where people say I'm ugly and can't sing. Tomorrow I will go dancing. Today I hear your laughter. It is gnawing at my head. It is biting up through blisters where you burned until I bled. If I panic until I cannot breathe, think I'd be better dead, I will tell myself that risk is worth chancing. Tomorrow I will go dancing. I want to join the happy crowds, glorious and glad. I want to like pop music, never feel sad. My therapist's implying that I choose to feel this bad. I tell her, you know nothing. But if you're asking, tomorrow I will go dancing. Thank you very much. Thank you. I related to what Kath was speaking about with the dancing like that. I was one of those children who always walked around with my heels in the air, very sensitive to the ground. Last year, I took a test, which I passed. I passed a test. I took the test for the autism and the ADHD, and I passed with flying colours. So here's a poem about that. This poem is called Ali's Tallies. Wannabe, number 1, 1996. Say You'll Be There was September. Mel C did high kicks. 2 Become One, Christmas single, top spot was not missed. Mama Next. Statistics soothe, so focus on this list. Ali is diagnosed autistic at 40. His own dim-lit backstory retconned. All of his memories are rewritten completely, giving clearer continuity for this middle-aged man. His plan now is to simply be the best Ali he can be. 3 years ago, Ali was sacked for screaming. Instant dismissal left Ali's eyes streaming. His life had been lived in a mask every time. His own head had felt far too small for his mind. Ali's loud sounds can cause alarm. He wants understanding. He never wants to harm. When he said he can't help but scream and cry, employers have told Ali those words are a lie. They say that his brain is not full to its brim. They say they know Ali's brain better than him. But now this diagnosis is a badge of pride for wearing the same clothes in and outside, a trophy for when he fell, however hard he tried, a bridge over every instruction whose intent was only implied, an embrace instead of fear for when he screamed and cried. Instead of a boat upon railway tracks, he has gained a train to ride to where he's not called dumb for loving lists a mile wide, although this does not heal when his condition was denied. You're not strange. Be the change. Spice up your life now. Too much pain. Stop the blame. Ali, you know how. Viva forever pride. You are who you know yourself to be. Your neuro-spicy inner world can be a joy to see. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm doing well with my timekeeping. I'm doing well. I've got my watch on. I'm not overrunning. I'm a very, very sensible boy. Are you aware that our Labour government... I'm not keen. They're talking about how maybe if you're disabled, the cure is just work more. Just cheers you up. Just fill your time. Now, I'm very fortunate. For 17 years now, my job has been saying poetry, and there is not one day when I don't feel grateful for that. My sight is deteriorating. My eyes are full of fluid, and I've been to the eye hospital many times, and we think that having had a lifetime of masking my autism, of learning how to behave, hasn't helped my anxiety, hasn't helped my vision, and that's a horrible thing. Before being a poet, I'm 46. On Tuesday will be my birthday. Woo! I have had lots of jobs I did not like, and this poem is a poem I wrote in 2009, and it is called Medusa. Ingrowing nails, sat behind the supermarket till, chewing gnarled fingers, customers tut. One day she stopped painting them, realized she'd got more nail in her than out. An inside-out pincushion, spiky Medusa chewing. One day woke up with ingrowing hair, screaming, hissing migraines, head full of cobras, felt like an atlas had cracked in her skull, felt like she had swallowed the weather. Got 2 months away from the shop, then the doctor said she was better. Confided her eyes still twisted of serpents. The doctor said she was better. He said she must smile. Take the bandages offered for her internal bleeding. Counterfeit concern. The minimum rest keeps her stressed. Python knotted shoulders taut. Chest crushed tight. She wishes she could turn more than his heart to stone. Lumps of fear and chunks of doubt feed the snakes she can't carve out. Thank you very much. I've got 2 more poems for you. I'm so appreciative of being here. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Faye. This is a brand new poem. All the poems I've said are from this book. Last Christmas, I got a greatest hits book. So this is a compilation of the poems that have won stuff and just ones that I like. And the publisher said, but no new poems, no new poems. I don't have time to edit new poems. The autism poem, the Alice Tallies poem, that was a new poem. I crowbarred that in. And then I wrote this poem as well. I ended up with 5 new poems in. Yeah, take that, editor. So, yeah, here's the next poem. It goes like this. This Christmas, my wish for everyone is the gift of fucking rage and the change which can come from a gut full of sadness and anger with which to engage. I'm angry that you're not allowed to be ill. Your health can cost more than your wage. The gentle, polite voice is not being heard, so I call for fucking rage. It's the only reasonable reaction to the millions of children in poverty. It's the only reasonable reaction to the hoarding of medicine and property. It's the only reasonable reaction to the smiling politicians' dishonesty. I wish us the gift of fucking rage and the skill to wield it properly. The people who profit from positive thinking will say they can sell peace of mind. They might help the CEO. Estate kids and homeless are left far behind. They say, work hard till you feel numb. Take a beige place in the grind. I believe in the storm stewed by suffragettes. Our anger can make us be kind. Our anger can fuel us to fight the unfair. We can care about sickness and thrift. With doctors and safe homes so far out of reach, how can people narrow the rift? It's not positive thinking. I say fucking rage can unite us to fight for a shift. A huge fucking rage to drive us together is my wish for our Christmas gift. Thank you. There is such a vilification of anger. If someone gets angry because they've been treated unfairly by the system, that they've been ill, they've been sick, and they've been on waiting lists and waiting lists, the moment their anger shows, all you talk about is the anger. Anger's an unacceptable thing. You've behaved inappropriately, and the cause for the anger is no longer talked about, and that's disgusting, and that is wrong. And, you know, our anger is valid, our anger is important, our anger is an energy, our anger is right. But I'd like to end with a poem not about anger. And also, I don't just want your Christmas gift to be fucking rage. I also want your Christmas gift to be one of my books. So I also write poems for children in which I do not say fuck at all. And this is one of my books. This is the new one for children. It's full of poems and comic strips and puzzles. I drew the pictures in this one. So, yeah, some of the poems are drawn. There's like all kinds of silliness in there. I first met Faye performing my show, Spark the Goblin Wizard. I've got the book for that out there. I've got the Greatest Hits book, and I've got one of my other books. The book that originally had Crying Cafe. Crying Cafe's in the Greatest Hits, and it's in the other book. So they're the 4 ones I've got. Why not buy them all? But yeah, we're all independent artists, aren't we? And if we go and like order a load of stuff on Amazon, you know, Amazon are fine, aren't they? If everyone in here didn't buy anything off Amazon ever again, Amazon would get over it. But if everyone here bought like Pete Kalu's book, Pete Kalu would be a very smiley man. So I know we're in a cost of living crisis. I've got like prices on my book. And I'm saying this from a position of privilege. I'm not judging any other artists who cannot do this. But, you know, if you come up and you're like, I really want a book, but I cannot afford what you're saying, Dominic, just chat to me, because money shouldn't be a reason for you not having a book if you really want one. We will make it happen. We will make it happen. I promise, no awkwardness, no awkwardness. So I'm lucky that I'm able to suggest that. But that said, I do love being given money. I love that. I love that. So I'm going to do a poem that's not about anger. David, the signer, said, how big can I be with my signing? And I said, David, very big. So this is my final poem about the opposite of anger, This is a poem called I Was Made Gay by Kevin Costner's Bottom. You can see all of Kevin Costner's bottom when he showers beneath a waterfall in the 1991 film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It definitely is Kevin Costner's bottom, not merely a stunt bottom. I know that for fact, because one evening on the BBC chat show Wogan, Terry Wogan interviewed Costner, and he asked him, is that your bottom? And Costner said, yes. I wonder if Terry Wogan felt then how I feel now, seeing Kevin Costner's magnificent, glistening, wet bottom. The problem is, in the 1991 hit Hollywood movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, some other events happened besides Kevin Costner sharing his bottom. Some of the other characters end up killed by arrows straight through their chests, dead. When I was 11 years old, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, was the most terrifying, violent thing I had ever seen. Why would any man commit a violent act upon another man? Wouldn't our world be better if all men put down their weapons, fists and anger, and instead just used their hands to gently caress each other's bottoms. Thank you very much, David! Yay! I've been Dominic. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Thank you.
That was hilarious. I like that. He's like, go big, Dave. And Dave did. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for coming back again. Some people have been here almost every year. So I want to say thank you to our BSL interpreters, Vicky Ackroyd. Woo! Yay! And Dave Witcherly. Thank you, thank you. You guys are amazing. We want to thank our amazing support poets, Dr. Muriel, woo! Kath Nichols, woo! And Tanya Parker, woo! And I should have had your name up there, Emily. Oh my God, I've done it to you again. I wasn't sure you would drop out. I'll change it. And our festival helper, Dave Cook, wherever he is. Thank you, Dave. And it's cut off at the bottom, but thank you very much, Sandy, as ever, from Channel 7A, for filming and live streaming this absolutely amazing event. Your turn. Anyway, thank you, Faye. Thank you for adulting. Woohoo! Thank you, Pete Kalu. You are amazing. I loved all of your words. I loved them. Where's Dominic? He must be up in the ceiling climbing somewhere. There he is. Dominic, thank you so much for saying yes when I said, please come to Poetry for All. Thank you ever so much. Okay, and thank you. We've actually got quite a lot of funders this time around. Just the other day, we were awarded some funding from the Two Writings Community Fund, and it was lovely. It's amazing. So thank you to the Will Be Reet Jackie Hagan Fund. Yes, Jackie is, yes, absolutely. Moment for Jackie. Thank you to the Will Foundation. Thank you to Dreamcatcher subscribers. Again, the crowdfunders and the Two Writings Community Fund. Thank you, Allographic Press. Woo! Sterile Books, I guess that's me and Alan. Your Disability Week. And all of you, our dear, dear audience. Thank you.
And, of course, because she can't do it herself and nearly always forgets. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So, this is the genius behind this happening. Every single year that it's happened, the concept, the drive, I think stubbornness is probably too small a word, and the commitment to making this happen and to making it as accessible as possible in all sorts of different ways. We want to make sure that the reason that we're here is thanked properly, and that is Rose Drew. Let's go make the noises, do the faces. Wonderful stuff. Yes. So yeah, we are, unfortunately, we do live in a capitalist society still. So while we do make sure that you are supporting the artists who have brought you the joy and the rage and the thoughts and the feelings and all the rest of those beautiful things. And if they have books for sale, do feel free to engage in that capitalist exchange thing. But yes, it's out there. Go support those beautiful things. And you can get a selection of poems from various people you've seen here tonight and other people that you should see at your earliest convenience in our anthology on the desk as well. Did you have any final words, Rose?
I have no final words except, Emily, I'm sorry I left your name off. I feel really bad about this. I will be awake for like days going, oh God, I did to her what Les Miserables did all those years ago. Anyway, I'm better at the moment. Very neurotypical of you, well done. Anyway. Thank you very much. Come back again next year. We love the National Center for Early Music. We love having you guys here. We love doing this. My goodness, Sandy drives here from Edinburgh just to film this for you all. So definitely, let's do this again. Thank you very much, and good night.